Hi, I'm Barry Henniker. It's good to talk with you again today. You'll recall that we've already looked at getting in to see me and getting your bid preparation put together and delivered, and today I want to look at a continuum to that, which is your presentation. And this really is your last chance saloon. Don't wing it, because if you do it, it'll look like it and we'll have you out the door quicker than you can possibly imagine. Okay, make sure that you've got a proper understanding of the audience that you're going to present to. Who's going to be there, what their roles are, what their interests are, and what do they want from you out of this whole process. Secondly, make sure that you get your presentational team mix to match that requirement, and make very sure that you know what and how, and make the proper distinction between that. And if necessary, make sure that you've got people there who can answer some very drilled down questions that these people may pose, because that's what they're there for. They want to see the whites of your eyes, they want to believe that you can do it. Conversely, if this is a new situation, you may well want to see the chief executive and other senior executives around the piece who are there to give you their vision and their personal commitment to endorse what they've put in paper in their tender bid to you. Further thing, the audience that is sitting in front of you would have read the 300 pages in your tender submission. What we don't want is to see that regurgitated in 60 slides with 6,000 bullet points, no matter how pretty it is, no matter how corporate. Don't want to see that. I want to be convinced that you can do what you've said you can do. So please focus on that, concentrate on that, and deliver it. Okay, and in preparation, you should be very conversant with rehearsing and ensuring that you have a scripted, clear, structured approach to delivering the presentation that you know your audience is going to be interested in. Make sure you're resilient so that if, in the unlikely event of anything going wrong, you are prepared for that and you can demonstrate in front of us that A, you've thought about it, and B, you have a solution. And believe me, you wouldn't understand the confidence that would provide in a presentation setting. And remember that some components of your audience are not decision makers, they are influencers who have to go to other people who are going to make these decisions. So if you equip them with the tools in order to be significant influencers and to get the decisions made, then you're onto a winner. You may well think about having supporting materials in terms of handouts which are bespoke to various compartments in your audience group. And remember, at the end of the presentation, you've got to move out of presentational mode into facilitation. You have to stimulate a dialogue and a debate, get communications flowing between us as your audience and you as the supplier, and you have to move it towards coming to say yes. More often than not, you will ask, or we will provide, a list of subject areas that we would wish to see covered in a presentation. There's no rocket science in this. It could be just completely random selection of various topics, and you need to be mindful of the fact that that is not an agenda. You need to take that, take cognizance of it, and translate that into a sequence of presentational detail that will take us on a journey through a land where we are going to be convinced that you've been there before and done this stuff, and we can rely on you to do it for us. In order for us to go on that journey with you, we need to see from you that you've been there, done it, got the t-shirt. We need to see the evidence that you've done it, what results you've achieved, and we need to see that identified in the solution that we want from you. And I shouldn't have to remind you, we've all been there, seen these guys standing in front of the screen, blocking the image, reading the bullet points, boring me to death. Don't do it. Make sure that your handovers are slick. Rehearse it, know what you're doing, make sure there are no glitches. Secondly, make sure that you're consistent, there are no conflicts, that you're giving the same messages, and that you're not duplicating and boring the pants off anybody. Thirdly, remember the body language. You're on a stage here, acting out a play, people need to see you visually, and that has to complement the words and the presentation that you're attempting to deliver here. We all know the features and functionality of Microsoft PowerPoint. It's not mandatory that you use every single feature of it. Alright, and let's just think about timekeeping. Make sure you've got a proper balance in the overall structure of the presentation so that you do communicate enough information and give me, your audience, time to assimilate that and to formulate questions which I want answered before you leave the room today. And at the end of all this, we need to understand where we're going to go from here. We need you to close, define the next steps. Either you define it for us or you postulate it and we'll define it together. But don't leave anything hanging in the air. When you leave that room, the door's closed and you can't afford to leave any doubt or ambiguity in my mind that you're going to go away and win this business.